Hello everybody, it's Aiden or Adorier Lego Studios and welcome to episode 3 of Building Sorgan and Lego. So I didn't get a whole lot done this week as school's picking back up, so it's just going to be really busy from here on out. So hopefully I'll be able to get a lot done for next week's episode, as I do have a 3-day weekend coming up, so I should be able to get a ton of building done. But anyways, in this episode, all I basically start doing is I start working some of the terrain, which you'll see in a time-lapse coming up right after this. So I start experimenting with colors, what sort of textures I want to use on terrain. I started putting in the bush techniques that I showed in the last episode, kind of seeing if they fit with the terrain, which ones don't, which ones do, and just trying to figure out like how I want to do the overall terrain. I don't do much with the huts, as I did get a lot of you guys' feedback on that in the last episode. I'm definitely not going to be going at that design. Going to be making changes involving the color too, as I realized looking closer that it's not a reddish brown hut. Probably going to go closer to dark tan. And then what else? There was also the angled pond prototype, which I think I'm going to end up going with, that I showed in the last episode. If you haven't already seen that, be sure to check it out. And also, lastly, I showed a bush technique in the last episode. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be going with all of those. The only one I'm kind of hesitant about is a weaving technique. I'm just going to start building then, see how it looks, and then I can put in more bush techniques, take some out, figure out the foliage kind of more as I go along. But anyways, let's go ahead and get right into the time lapse. Alright guys, so this is everything that I have after I was done with that little time-lapse build. It's probably about an hour of building around there, which I know doesn't look like an hour building, but I was just trying to figure out how to do certain ground texturing and details and how to work in the foliage. But yeah, this is the end result, so I'll just talk about it a little. So I'll go to take these guys off, that way you can see the ground better. But basically what I ended up doing was just putting down basic level of plates, as you can see obviously with the dark tan, brown, olive green. And I've kind of wanted to try and work in some dark brown, but I don't really know if it fits, because if you look, it just kind of stands out too much, depending where you put it. Like, it may work if I work it into the reddish brown, but I don't really think dark brown is going to work on this mock. Sand green I'm also not going to use as much on this area. I'll probably be putting that more on the outside, like over here where the village would be. So I ended up not incorporating that to this section of the mock. But if you look, the reddish brown does come over to the foliage part, so it's not just where everything underneath the foliage will be dark tan. However, dark tan will probably be the most prominent color, with reddish brown being mixed in, and then using olive green as an accent color is what I was thinking about doing. But anyways, yeah, I used some slopes in here, some cheese slopes, some tiles and plates, and I kind of just, and also a wedge plate over here. But I just tried to mix it up, see how it would look. And honestly, I kind of like how this is turning out. I like how it's not just a redundant 1x2s that I had on Scaris. So I'm trying to figure out a new way to do some ground texturing, as in the end, that just got really boring and repetitive. And like, it looked decent in the end, but I want to improve my building standards. So let me know what you think of this. And now moving on to the foliage. So here we finally see it built onto the mock instead of just a base plate as it was in the last video. And honestly, it looks way better, especially this section. I don't know how I feel about this section yet, but the olive green really is good accent color to the rest of this. And I know that this doesn't really look like olive green, but it is. If you compare the ground olive green and the plant olive green, it's just a good way to show a change of shade. And I also think it complements the normal green really well, and the normal green fits in really well with these colors actually. I was kind of worried about that, but in my opinion, it just looks pretty decent next to the reddish brown and the dark tan and the olive green. I was kind of concerned about it fitting in with the olive green and the dark tan, but it worked out pretty well in my opinion. And I really like how this prickly bush actually looks in this. The only issue I have with the foliage right now is if we move on over here, if you look behind, that is the way that I was able to get the palm tree standoffs by using one of those faucet pieces. And the thing is, you can see it really easily from the back, and there's no way I could cover it up, as the palm tree leaves are supposed to be at the back. So if you guys have any ideas on how to fix that, I'd love to hear your opinion down below. I'll see if I can get a shot of it over here. Yeah, so you can see the faucet pieces really easily, especially if you look down. So I just don't know how I'm gonna be able to cover that up. I just may not be able to and have to just live with that, or maybe just get different color faucet hoses, not hoses, just faucets. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this foliage and the ground texturing. Anyways, that's it. Let's go ahead and wrap off the video. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and be sure to let me know what you guys thought about that time lapse. Also what you thought about the colors that I'm using and how I'm blending them, as well as the textures I'm gonna be using, and how I'm gonna be incorporating the foliage into the textures of all the groundwork and ground detailing. But yeah, anyways, it's a bit of a shorter episode. I do apologize for that. I'm trying to get these out weekly. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that entirely throughout the duration of the year, but my goal is to do that as much as I can until Brickworld Chicago. But anyways, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye.